My family laughed when I dropped out of college to start a business, but they stopped laughing when I bought the company that laid off my successful brother. Trevor was always the golden child. Perfect SAT scores, full ride to Princeton, corporate job at 23. Meanwhile, I barely survived freshman year before realizing I was paying $60,000 annually to learn what YouTube taught me for free. You'll end up flipping burgers, my uncle said when I announced I was leaving. Dad just shook his head. Your brother has a real career. You're throwing your life away. I moved into a studio apartment above a laundromat and started fixing computers. Nothing glamorous, just local businesses, elderly neighbors who couldn't figure out their email, the small stuff. But I noticed something. Every client complained about the same software their companies used. Clunky, expensive, terrible support. I spent 6 months learning to code properly, build a prototype, got my first client, a dental office paying me $200 monthly instead of $2,000 to the big guys. Word spread. One dental office became 5, then 20. Trevor would visit sometimes, always in his pressed suits, talking about his vice president track, his stock options, his networking events. He'd glance around my cramped apartment with pity. It's never too late to go back to school, he'd say. I could probably get you an entry-level position. In the mailroom, maybe. 3 years in, my software company had 200 clients and 8 employees. I was pulling in $500,000 annually. Trevor made $95,000 and thought he was crushing it. The turning point came at Thanksgiving. Trevor announced his company was going public. He'd be a millionaire on paper. Dad beamed. Mom cried happy tears. Uncle called him the family's greatest success story. I was invisible at that table. When they asked what I was up to, I mentioned landing a hospital system as a client. That's nice, honey, Mom said absently, focused on Trevor's stock projections. 4 months later, Trevor called. His voice was shaking. They laid off my entire division, restructuring. I have 2 weeks. I told him I was sorry. I was. Corporate loyalty is fiction. Can you lend me money? He asked. Just until I find something. You got your little computer thing. My little computer thing was now worth $12 million. I'll see what I can do, I said. What I did was watch. Trevor sent out 300 applications. Got silence. Burned through his savings in 90 days. Moved back in with our parents at 29, sleeping in his childhood bedroom. His framed Princeton degree mocking him from the wall. Meanwhile, one of his former colleagues reached out to me. His company, the one that had destroyed Trevor's life with a spreadsheet decision, was struggling. Their contracts were hemorrhaging. They needed solutions. They needed my solutions. I made them an offer. Not for a partnership. Not for a contract. I offered to buy the entire company. They laughed at first, until my lawyer sent the paperwork, until they saw the cash reserves, until they realized I wasn't bluffing. The acquisition closed on a Tuesday. On Wednesday, I restructured everything, kept the profitable divisions, and installed new leadership, including a new VP of operations. My original hire from the dental office days, who'd worked her way up through sheer determination. On Thursday, I sent Trevor a job offer. Entry-level support specialist, the letter read, mailroom access included. The salary was exactly $95,000. He didn't respond for a week. Then he showed up at my office. Is this a joke? He asked, holding the offer letter. It's a genuine position, I said. You'd report to Diane. She's excellent. You'd learn a lot. His face cycled through confusion, anger, humiliation. You're seriously offering me an entry-level position at my own company? Not your company anymore, I corrected. Mine, and it's never too late to start over. Isn't that what you always told me? He crumpled the letter and walked out. At Christmas, Trevor was still unemployed. I arrived in the Tesla. Dad asked how my little computer thing was going. I sold it last month, I said. For $140 million? The table went silent. I kept the company I acquired, though, I added. It's turning profitable now. Actually hiring if you know anyone qualified. My brother hasn't spoken to me in 2 years. Last week I saw him working at an electronics store. I bought a laptop and left him a $500 tip.